Hi guys, my name is Kevin Cooney. I'm on Greek programming board. I'm a Thea Chi here. But Vincent Lanci overcame a life-threatening situation that questioned his skills to overcome adversity. He graduated with a Bachelor's of Science in Finance and spoke at his MBA commencement from the John H. Sykes College of Business at the University of Tampa. Earning both degrees after being left for dead in the middle of the night, humble and focused on his future, he's rousing America to follow their dreams and overcome hurdles, no matter how severe. Lanci doesn't just preach to audiences, because anyone can get in front of a crowd and lecture them. He uses his personal story to encourage the audience to focus on the prize. Lanci founded Strive to Lead Incorporated to throw events for causes who need awareness or fundraising. Hearing him speak will help define the prize, the destination, the goal, and your desired futures. Others will describe Lanci as charismatic, compassionate, dedicated, determined, goal-oriented, persistent, resilient, and resourceful, and trustworthy. And now here's Vincent A. Lanci.
How's everyone doing tonight? Come on, give me a little better than that. How's everyone doing? It's good to see so many people came out. Do we have any Northeasterners in the room? Good to see, good to see. I'm from New York. Outstanding. It's great to be back in my alma mater. I was just here, last year in your shoes. And I'm here today to share my story with you and interact with each and every one of you. And to get started, I'm just going to give it a little background to my life so I can help you engage throughout the whole time. So getting to know me, a lot of you are from New York. Anybody from Long Island? So I like to see. I was born in Huntington Hospital. My two wonderful parents, Albert and Elaine, and I have a little sister named Brianna who's still in New York in SUNY Cortland getting snowed on. So I bet we're all happy we're not shoveling snow right now. I grew up next to Pulaski Elementary School. Right away, I always gave back to the community. I was involved in an organization called Our Town 2000 that fed families during Thanksgiving, organized toy drives for the holidays, and just gave back to the unfortunate. A part of me always liked giving back, and that helped shape who I am today. Next is obviously middle school. Things got a little harder, but we would all go back to a carefree life if we could. I was involved in sports like most of you. I wrestled, played baseball, and cross country. Still stayed involved throughout high school, but in middle school I started to do well in the classroom, joined the Honor Society like a lot of you did as well. Prepping for college. High school is where you really have to focus, buckle down. Everybody has fun and partying. Everybody drinks during high school. Who am I to be up here and lie? But it's also about getting ready for college. I visited the University of Tampa when I was in 10th grade of high school and knew that it was the place for me. So I just did what I had to do and stayed focused while having fun. So leaving the snow behind, we all decided to come to Tampa. Errol, you happy with that decision? Come on, no one's that happy? Yeah, so leaving the snow was a great decision. I found a second home in Tampa. I originally thought I'd be here for only 4 years, but it turns out that I've been here for quite some time now and don't intend on leaving. I switched my majors a bunch of times, like a lot of you. I went from sports management to criminology and ended up as a finance major. And the school makes it very difficult to transfer your credits, so it took some time. I had to stay summer classes each year, but I ended up coming close to graduating on time, which is, everybody knows it's pretty difficult to do now. So building my resume, UT pounds that in your head. I'm not going to bore you with the details, but share some things that I did. Each summer, instead of going home, I interned. I interned at Northwestern Mutual Financial Network after my sophomore year, and then Merrill Lynch my junior year, because I wanted to be in the position senior year where if I work hard enough, I won't have to worry about these little things that a lot of my friends did. A lot of my friends went to senior year with no internship, no job, nothing, and they were left behind when times came to really get a full-time position. But, making sacrifices, the all days at the library, a lot of long nights at the library, but, it all comes out to be worth it once you get that diploma. So why I'm here today? How many of you are 21 or about to turn 21? Is it not the most exciting time of your life? Well, for this one night, I went out for a dear friend's 21st birthday. It was right before what should have been my last semester as an undergraduate. And just notice that I say what should have been my last semester as an undergraduate. The night started out as a normal night. It was cold in January, so all you girls had your Ugg boots on, and but it was a normal night on South Howard. Things were going great. We were toasting to one of our good friends' 21st birthday. And this friend is one of the better friends you can have. He puts his friends and family first and has an IQ as high as anybody else. He actually passed his CPA exam in about a year and a half, which is incredible. But back to the story. I was getting tired as the night went on. It was getting cold, so I decided to walk home. I lived, where the Subway gas station is on Kennedy and Howard? I lived right over there, so from Howard it's about a 10-minute walk. I walked to my house and I got to my door and I realized I forgot my keys. It happens to a lot of people. So I called my roommates, but they were still at the bar, so they didn't answer. I walked back to the gas station just to kill some time, grabbed a Gatorade, figured I'd run into my roommates somewhere along the way. My intentions were just to sit outside my house, wait for them to get back. After the bar, tired, ready for bed. But however, on my walk home, things took a turn for the worst. I was on the sidewalk or the bicycle lane, not inebriated in the middle of the road. Something that you're supposed to do, responsible thing, walk home, don't get in the car with someone who's drinking. And the next thing I know, my mother gets a phone call all the way up in New York. It's a Tampa Bay police officer. The man says, "Is your son Vincent Lanci? If it is, you need to fly down to Tampa immediately. Your son has been the victim of a horrific hit-and-run accident and may not make it through the night." Those are powerful words for a mother to hear. No mother should have to get that phone call. I use that as my motivating fuel. Luckily, there was a cop nearby who helped to attempt to save my life, because I was on South Howard where this driver left me for dead in the middle of the road during the middle of the night. He went right onto the interstates off South Howard. Laying there hopelessly, after I flew up in the air from getting hit by the car, I went as high as a basketball hoop, landed straight down on my face, and was just laying there. All because of somebody else that I've never met, someone's poor decision impacted my life adversely evermore. I'm going to show you some images of my accident. For those of you that think that it can't be you, it will never be you, you always push the limit, driving one too many, because a lot of us, we made that decision to get behind the wheel when it's a little questionable. Couldn't happen to me, right? Can't happen to me. A lot of us have gotten in the car with your buddy after the bar that says, "Hey, I'm good to drive. I'm good to drive. Get in that car. It's a questionable decision." This is what can happen to somebody else. When you get behind the wheel, you're worried about yourself. I may get a DUI, but no, it's what happens to somebody else. My life is almost taken. As you can see, my face has a lot of black and blues around the eyes. This is me. My mother had to stand over her little boy's body, wondering if he'd ever wake up again. All because of someone else's poor decision. I didn't do anything wrong, but this is the outcome of it. As you can see, I can't breathe on my own. My face is pretty much all purple. I have every device hooked up to me. Not very comfortable. Another close-up image, you can see my face, my chin, my head. I have cement stuck in my face, which I still do. All because someone got behind the wheel drunk. Another image laying there. Imagine doing this to somebody else, where you have to live the rest of your life thinking, "I did this to somebody." Or better, or even worse, this could be you, wrapping yourself around a pole, wrapping yourself around a tree. This is my leg now. When I got hit by this car, I suffered minor injuries as little as a deviated septum, all the way up to significant injuries, like significant brain injuries, traumatic brain injuries, a broken tibia and broken fibula, which you see right here. For those of you that don't know what that injury is, it's when one bone's like this, sticking out of your leg. They line it back up with a metal rod, and then your bone grows back around it. I was out of commission for quite some time with this injury. I couldn't walk, I was stuck in a hospital bed, I was helpless. This is me when I took my first step in the hospital. Quite the feeling. So now I'm talking about my life in the hospital. If things couldn't get worse, I'm about to explain to you, they get a whole lot worse. One of the minor things that happened is I love my McDonald's. I love Big Macs. Anybody else like McDonald's? Not that many, that's good, that's good. I like my McDonald's so much where I had to get a shot in the stomach in the morning to prevent blood clots because I ate so much McDonald's. When I wanted to go to the bathroom, I couldn't just get up and go to the bathroom. I had to push that button, waiting anxiously for someone to help me go to the bathroom. I couldn't go alone. I needed someone's help for that. When I wanted to take a shower, you have to picture a locker room style shower room, you know, with nozzles everywhere. But me, I would sit on a plastic bench while another grown man showered me because I was unable to do so. Pretty uncomfortable. I went from the ER to the ICU units, to trauma, to the rehabilitation units. I lived in the hospital for about a month, all because someone got behind the wheel drunk. Someone that never thought that it could happen to them. This is what happened to me. Every morning I would wake up, ride an arm bicycle. If you can imagine how tedious that is, getting woken up at 8 in the morning, get a shot in the stomach, ride an arm bicycle. I had to relearn everything that we take for granted each day. How to walk, talk, spell, count, you name it. I had to learn from scratch. I was at phase 0, level 1. I was helpless. It's not easy being so dependent on others because you don't feel good about yourself. When you can't count to 10, that's not a good feeling. You know, they asked me what school I went to in the hospital. I obviously went to the University of Tampa. My brain was telling me I went to Pulaski Road Elementary School. That's how far off I was. That's how messed up my brain was. I couldn't count to 10. I couldn't do the alphabet. I could do nothing just because I walked home, but somebody else decided to have one too many and run up on the sidewalk and take me down. You know, it's not something I would wish upon my worst enemy. I wouldn't wish it upon anybody because I was dead. You know, they were speculation if I would make it through the night, but somehow I was able to fight through it and see the light at the end of the tunnel and get out of the hospital. Because every day waking up in the hospital is probably the worst feeling you can have. You're not in your bedroom with your plasma TV. You're not going to your kitchen making any food you want. You're eating hospital food. I'm sure some of you know how bad that is. But living off hospital food is a nightmare. February 12, 2013. I got hit January 2013 when I was an undergraduate, a few days before my last semester. This is the day I got released. I put a palm tree in there. From when I left, it was 82 degrees. I went home, there was snow in the ground. With a brain injury, freaking out, what am I gonna do? One thing I did do is I did not miss one appointment, one schedule, one nothing, because my second home was Tampa Bay. My Tampa family was here, and I needed to get back to them as soon as possible. Imagine being a senior in college, and you're all the way up with your parents, looking at Facebook, looking at all the fun stuff your friends are doing, and you're bedridden because a drunk driver took you out. I ended up disabling all my social media accounts because I really couldn't take it. My last semester, my senior year, I switched majors 3 times to get a finance degree, and they told me I couldn't finish right away. I was stuck home rehabbing. Horrible feeling. You work so hard for these degrees, and it could be gone in a matter of seconds. You know, you guys have worked, what, 20 years to get to the point where you are, to be in a powerful position, to be in a good position after college. But if you make one bad decision, it could be gone in the blink of an eye, in 5 seconds. I have friends who made this mistake and their life is ruined. Because it's not just a felony, it's not just this and that. You can't get a job anymore, and you put someone's family, like mine, in danger. Like I said, I went to every meeting, rushed. They told me I would take 5 years for my brain to heal because I was hit by a drunk driver. They told me I would take over a year to get back to academia because my brain wouldn't be healed. And they told me I would need undivided attention in my home for at least a year because of how significant my injuries were. But when you stay focused on something and you're actually hungry, things can happen. But expectations are just that, what people expect. If you devote yourself to something, you can expect to shatter those expectations. I was hit in January 2013. I came back to school for summer session that same year and finished my degree only 1 semester behind in December 2013. The comeback was a long time. I was satisfied with getting my bachelor's degree, but I wasn't done yet. I wasn't letting this man who ruined my life end me. The easy thing would be to sit and sulk, why me, But instead, I said I want more out of my second chance at life. I took my GMAT exam and enrolled in graduate school the very next semester, shattering all expectations because I wanted it. I want it bad. You know, how bad you want to be successful, you look around. Everybody wants to be successful. Everybody wants to have nice things. But how bad do you really want it? Are you willing to sacrifice nights out at the bar for the library? You know, in grad school, my whole brain was shifted. I told you I had traumatic brain injuries. Instead of reading things once or twice, I had to now read things 5, 6, 7, 8 times because my brain couldn't handle it. But it was all worth it. In graduate school, I did my one class my first semester, and then from summer to summer, finished my entire Master's of Business Administration degree. And it was all worth it because I was chosen as the May 2015 commencement speaker for UT, which is a humbling honor, but seeing my mother's face after everything she's been through made it entirely worth it. So today, coming back to speak at my old school means so much to me. I'm obviously public speaking, that's what I do for a living. I've had my share of odd jobs to help make ends meet, but this is what I focus on. I've opened a nonprofit to help surviving brain injury patients, and you know, this is my main focus. When you public speak, majority of the room, 70% say, isn't listening to what you're saying. 20% is, and 10% actually walk away from something, walk away with something, which is what I'm trying to increase that number here today. I am your age. What happened to me can happen to any one of you. Because I never thought, chance in hell, that this would happen to me. But you know what? It did happen to me. And like I said, you either sit and sulk, or you make the most of it. Because you have to think of your future. Do you want to have a few too many and drive home just because why? Or do you want to spend $5 on an Uber? If you could spend $30, $40, or $50 at the bar and not have $5 in your budget to take an Uber home, you really need to reevaluate your life choices because you're not headed down the right track. Whoever put you in this school did a lot for you. It's not a cheap school. They care about you. And for you to throw it away just to drive after a few drinks seems pointless to me. You know, getting drunk with your friends, that's cool, right? Having fun. Going to parties, going to socials, going bar hopping, that's also cool. Staying up till 5:30 in the morning, making the best memories with your friends in your dorm room. Everybody in the dorm staying up for the night. That's awesome, right? But what's not cool is getting behind the wheel drunk and putting someone in a coma. That's not cool. You want to make your right decisions because in a second it could be gone. You're all right here, ready to graduate soon, and I just hope I get through some of you that it's just not worth it. You could literally take an Uber for $5 opposed to trying to be the man, fill up your car, leave the bar. I don't see the point in it, and now I see it more. So what's next for me? I already said I've got my master's here. I have a book coming out on New Year's Day, I think is going to be the release date, about my experience, about my journey. And I also intend to get my doctorate. If UT offered that possibility, I would be right back here. I probably would never have left. But a goal of mine is to be a Miami Hurricane, get my doctorate, and continue changing the world because with my nonprofit started, and I'm your age, so it's tough to see now, but I will be making history, and this is still just the beginning. So as I make history, I want to thank you all for coming here today, and good luck with your